Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Glendale Park for this Greater Boston League matchup between the Lynn Classical Rams and the Everett Crimson Tide. On the mound for the Crimson Tide is junior, number 9, Celeste Fucillo. And that's a ball. This game is senior day here in Everett. Seniors were introduced for both Lynn Classical and the hometown Crimson Tide before the game. This game was actually scheduled last week, but it was during the heat advisory, so postponed to today. And what a beautiful day we have here on this Tuesday. It's June 15th. 74 degrees at first pitch with a nice little breeze. So this is actually the weather you want to be a part of. Last week during the postponement, it was about 94 with some humid temperatures. So this is much more comfortable. Nice pitch delivered by Fucillo. And that's a hard hit right back to the pitcher. Fucillo knocks it down and throws a strike over to first base. What a defensive stab by Fucillo. Line drive right back through the box, but Fucillo knocked it down and then threw a nice strike right over to first baseman number 6, Brianna Mason, who actually had to dig it low. So nice dig by Mason over at first, the young freshman receiving the quick throw from the junior Fucillo. But what a way to knock down that line drive. That was a good piece of hitting too, but one out on the board here in this top of the first. And that catches the outside corner, strike one. That's a ball. And fouled behind the screen. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And just a bit outside. 2-2 is the count. And that's fouled back off the backstop screen. We'll keep it here at 22. That's high for ball 3. It's going to push the count full. And that's a line drive, and it's going to get over the head of the second baseman, falls in for a base hit. And number 14, nice piece of hitting. Just sails it out of the reach of Ashley Fitzgerald, just in front of Haley O'Terry. So our first base runner of the game with 1 out, top of the first inning. Now it's the number 3 hitter for the Rams, number 6. And that's grounded into shortstop. Steps on to second. Overthrow to first. So in a bid for the double play, but the throw just a little up the first base line, number 6 will reach safely at second. The out was recorded at first, so 2 outs in the inning. Runner on second base. It was actually a nice play by the shortstop, number 11, Madison Smith. And she was going to take it herself as she received the ground ball clean, stepped on second, but just a little offline with a throw, but a good bid, good velocity on the throw. So it was a nice bid. Runner is at second with 2 outs. Nice pitch right there. Strike. 1-1 is the count. And that's grounded. And it's Madison Smith over at shortstop. Throws over a nice, just off the bag. It pulls Brianna Mason just off the first base bag. So the base runner will reach safely. Now we have runners at the corners. Nice pitch on the outside corner, swinging. And a quick check down to third by Bessler. Nice pitch by Ficillo, working the outside corner here on this at-bat. All three pitches dotting the corner so far. That was just foul tipped. And fouled out of play. That's Brooke Warren. She's one of the Lynn Classical seniors here. Putting together a nice at-bat, battling right now. Ficillo, 2 strikes. Ball. A little high right there. 1-2. And same location, so that's gonna knot up the count at 2. 2-2. 2 outs, runners at second and third. No score here in the top of the first inning. Ficillo delivers, and that's just outside. The count runs full. And a walk has been issued. So Brooke Warren reaches safely on the base on balls, and that will load the bases. Crimson Tide take a timeout as the infield comes together, discussing some strategy over with Ficillo. There's 2 outs in the inning. So a ball hit on the ground, you can step to the nearest base. But base runners will be running on contact as there are 2 outs. Outside for ball 1. Nice pitch on the corner. A swing and a miss right there. That's going to put the count at 1-1. Off balance swing. Nice pitch by Ficillo. And looking for strike 2. Celeste now ahead in the count, 1-2. 2 outs. And that's grounded over at third base. A nice job handled by the third baseman, Kaylee Rossi, as she just steps on third, recording the 3rd out of the inning. After 1/2 of inning of play, 0-0 here from Glendale Park. Leading things off for the Crimson Tide, third baseman, number 22, Kaylee Rossi. outside for ball one. Rossi, the sophomore, also stars on the basketball team as they enjoyed a Greater Boston League championship this season. Rossi played an important role on that team and in that game with 2 clutch free throws late to seal the victory for the Tide. And she just recorded the last out of that inning in the top of the first as she stepped on third. So now at the plate. Big cut right there. Nothing doing. 2 strikes. Correction, 2-1. 1 strike, 2 balls. That's low for ball 3. Rossi foul tip. Full count. Now it's full count. Sorry about that. I don't have a scoreboard, so sometimes I miss one. That happens. And that's strike 3, swinging. Nice pitch right there by Brooke Warren. 1 out, bottom of the first. Now batting for the Crimson Tide, number 16, center fielder Haley O'Terry. O'Terry, one of the seniors, being recognized here today and honored by her teammates and her family and fans. Nice showing here at Glendale Park. Beautiful day for it. And that's foul tipped, back of the screen. O'Terry with that kind of a swinging drag bunt. And O'Terry, that just goes foul. The spin in the ball took it over to the backstop. So that's going to be 0-2. And I think right now O'Terry will have to remain committed to the batter's box or will not be able to foul one off, as that would result in a strike 3. You cannot foul a pitch off on a bunt. But she goes forward with it anyway. Line drive handled by Warren. And that will be 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. And now it's shortstop, senior, number 11, Maddie Smith. Smith will be taking her talents to Curry College in the fall. Made some nice plays in the field defensively at shortstop. And she is the Crimson Tide number 3 hitter. Smith skies it in the air. Camping under it is the shortstop, and that will be recorded for out number 3 as the Tide go 1-2-3 to end the first inning. We're scoreless here at Glendale Park. This is the top of the second inning. Celeste Ficillo, scoreless first inning. And that's in there for strike 1. The junior right-hander. That's in the dirt for ball 1. Nice pitch. That's in there for strike 2. 1-2. And that is strike 3 looking. Nice pitch by Ficillo. Some confusion at the plate, but that was strike 3. So that's 1 out here. in the top of the second inning. And another strike right there by Ficillo, outside corner. And that is fouled out of play. Just beyond the backstop. And Ficillo quickly ahead 0-2. And a nice souvenir for the fans. That's in the dirt for ball one. Nice stop by the catcher, Bessler. And that's in there for strike three. Ficillo with a strong start to this inning. 2 strikeouts looking to get this inning going. And now 2 outs and stepping to the plate, number 1 for the Rams. I do not have a Rams program. I'll try to pick up on names as I hear them said throughout the dugout. Another foul ball, and that is behind play. Relatively same spot as before. Another souvenir into the Glendale Park bleachers. I say that jokingly because all the softballs get returned and there aren't any bleachers here. But nice group of fans have made the way down here today, lining the fence. That was in there for strike 2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. And ground ball right back to the pitcher. Ficillo fields it smoothly in a quick 1-2-3 inning. And just like that, the Crimson Tide. And that will end the second half. Top of the second. 0-0. Now at the plate, number 12, Michaela Bessler. Michaela is the number 4 hitter for the Crimson Tide. Michaela is also, no, she's the outfielder. She plays left field. And that's high. Foul ball. That'll even the count at 2. Oh, nice hit by Michaela. Unfortunately, it was right at the second baseman. Nicely done by the second baseman, fielding that and cleanly throwing over to first for the first out of this inning. But that ball was hit on the ground pretty hard by Michaela Bessler. And now batting will be her twin sister, the catcher, number 4, Alyssa Bessler. And Alyssa has done a really nice job behind the plate so far in this game. Oh, what a drive by Bessler out to center field. But that was played pretty well by the center fielder, holding Alyssa to the long single. But a good piece of hitting. Nice drive by Alyssa Bessler. And that's the first hit of the game here today. Now batting second baseman, number 5, senior Ashley Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald also starring on the basketball team. And what a year she had. One of the senior captains. outstanding season. Ooh, nice pitch, off-speed pitch right there. And that's just outside. That's hit into the ground, but nice job by Brooke Warren, fielding her position very well. We saw her make a really nice play in the first inning, and she made a great play right there. That ball was hit hard on the ground, but quickly played by Warren over to first. 2 outs in the inning. Now batting is number 9. This is the pitcher, Celeste Fucillo, trying to aid her own cause. On second base, she has Alyssa Bessler. 2 outs in the inning, so Bessler will be running on contact. And Fucillo just over the head of the shortstop. That's going to drop in. But right there, the left fielder plays it quickly. Bessler will stop at third, so runners at the corners with 2 outs. And now batting, it's going to be senior Kaylee Snook. So Snook with an opportunity to score the game's first run. A really nice piece of hitting by Fucillo. That's low for ball 1. And that's hit into the ground, but again, it's Brooke Warren. Gets a glove on it, nicely done, throws it over to first, and the Rams will retire the side. And after 2 innings of play here from Glendale Park, zeros on the board, we're scoreless. Top of the 3rd inning is about to get underway. Lynn Classical Rams at the plate. Leading things off will be number 10. Back on the mound for the Crimson Tide is junior, number 9, Celeste Fucillo, doing a really nice job. This game is scoreless right now. Top of the 3rd inning. Ooh, that's a deep drive. That is out over center field, just out of the reach of Haley O'Terry. O'Terry gets to it very quickly, relays it into Maddie Smith. Smith throws into third. Oh, and Smith is going to actually, what a play right there. Maddie Smith threw a strike over to Haley Rossi, and Rossi was able to get the base runner who just stumbled outside of the bag. The base runner took a deep turn and probably had her sights set on a home run. It was a really hard-hit ball. That ball was hit deep into the outfield, but Haley O'Terry really tracked it down quickly, threw a beautiful relay throw to Maddie Smith. Smith then delivered a strike over to Kaylee Rossi, and Rossi took advantage of the base runner mistake going over third base, stumbled, could not return safely to the bag. So Rossi able to apply the tag, and the Tide very fortunate right there to have their first out recorded of the inning. That was a hard hit ball. And Fucillo comes right back and delivers a nice fastball in for strike 1. And that is fouled back to the screen. That's strike number 2, 1-2. And that is in there. And Mason steps on first. It was a strike 3, but it was in the dirt. Bessler had to throw over to first base, and Brianna Mason able to catch the throw off the bag, but then step on the bag. So now 2 outs in the inning. Fucillo looking for another 1-2-3 inning, albeit by way of a base hit with an out. And that's over to third base. Rossi throws a strike over to first. And just like that, the Tide, they're out of it, 1-2-3. So top of the third inning is in the books. We are scoreless. Now batting for the Crimson Tide, number 1 senior, Sarah Dumang. Dumang, who will be taking her talents to the University of Hartford in the fall, steps to the plate in a scoreless game right now, bottom of the third inning. And that goes foul, out of play. And that's high for a ball. And that's the first out of the inning. Domain goes down swinging. Kaylee Rossi made a couple great plays last inning in the field defensively. A little out in front with that swing right there. Might have been an off-speed pitch by Warren. 2 strikes now to Rossi. Outside for a ball. And that's in there for strike 3, catches the corner. So Brooke Warren with a really strong start to this inning, 2 strikeouts. And now at the plate, that's Haley O'Teary. O'Teary, who really did a great job last inning, racing down that deep double, if you will, she was able to throw out the runner at third on the relay throw to Maddie Smith over to Kaylee Rossi. But it was Haley O'Teary who really ran it down, showing great speed, getting to that ball that was hit pretty deep into the outfield. Ooh, off-speed pitch, just misses high. Brooke Warren continuing to really have a stellar game for the Rams on the mound. O'Teary just gets a piece of that one to stay alive. And that's in there for strike 3. Warren retires the side, and she strikes out the side. And that will end the third inning here from Glendale Park, and we are scoreless. And the top of the fourth inning is underway. Both pitchers putting on a strong duel right now. Celeste Fucillo continuing to fire strikes for the Crimson Tide, and she's been opposed very strong by Brooke Warren. So 0-0 here, top of the fourth inning from Glendale Park. Two strikes, 0-2. And that's foul. That's outside. That's a foul ball out of play. Ooh, off-speed pitch. Nice job by Fucillo, pulling the string on that one. And one out recorded here in the top of the fourth. And now it's the pitcher for the Rams, Brooke Warren. She's been outstanding on the mound, and now she's going to try to help her own cause. But Fucillo gets her on a swinging strike one. And that's fouled out of play towards the rec center. So quickly, Fucillo ahead 0-2. And strike three. This is the first baseman, number 11. And that's hit over by the third base line. And Kaylee Rossi makes a nice play in foul territory to record the third out of the inning. And Fucillo with another quick 1-2-3. Top of the fourth inning is in the books. Crimson Tide will now take the bats. 0-0. Bottom of the fourth inning, Maddie Smith, the shortstop, up to bat for the Crimson Tide. 0-0. This has been a pitcher's duel. Brooke Warren starring for the Classical Rams. Celeste Fucillo starring for the Crimson Tide. Both pitchers have been on their game. So let's see if any runs are to come in. Maddie Smith leading things off, bottom of the fourth. Foul out of play. Strong swing by Maddie Smith, but fouled. 2 balls and 2 strikes. That's outside, so the count is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And Smith puts a drive out into center field. And that's backed up by the right fielder. And Smith slides safely into second base. Nice piece of hitting right there. Maddie Smith going opposite field as she hit it towards right center field. And the right fielder actually did a really nice job backing up the center fielder, getting that ball thrown in quickly. Smith, who runs the base paths very well, able to get into second. And that is leading things off here in the bottom of the 4th. So now at the plate, left fielder number 12, Michaela Bessler. Again, Smith, it should be noted, has really good wheels on the base pass. She can really run, so if there's any issue in receiving any pitch that's not foul tip, she will take off. That's fouled up and just outside the reach of the first baseman, foul play. So that'll give Michaela another shot at the plate. And that is high. Two and one. And strike 3. Nice pitch by Warren. So 1 out. And now it's Alyssa Bessler, the catcher. And that is low for ball 1. And that's popped up to the first baseman. And that is handled for out number 2. So 2 outs now in the inning. Stepping up to the plate is number 5, Ashley Fitzgerald. Maddie Smith, who led things off with a double, still at second base. And that is a drive up the middle by Fitzgerald. Rounding third, Maddie Smith is going to score. And the Crimson Tide with their first run of the game, and it's Ashley Fitzgerald getting the scoring started. Line drive up the middle. Nice job by the senior. And Maddie Smith comes around from second to score easily. So in the bottom of the 4th inning with 2 outs, the Crimson Tide are on top 1-0. And it's pitcher Celeste Fucillo now stepping to the plate. Strike 1. Nice job by the catcher. That was low. Catcher did a good job blocking that, keeping it in front. Fitzgerald unable to go anywhere at first. And that's grounded to first base. And that'll end the inning as the Crimson Tide get on the board after the Ashley Fitzgerald RBI single. And after 4 innings of play, Everett Crimson Tide on top 1-0. So we are now entering the top of the 5th inning, and it's the Crimson Tide who just got on the board. They are ahead 1-0. In what has been a pitcher's duel. Both pitchers have been outstanding, but the Crimson Tide just scratched across their first run. Maddie Smith got it started. She hit a double to lead off last inning, and then with 2 outs, Ashley Fitzgerald line drive into center field was able to score Smith. So the Tide on top 1-0, and it's junior Celeste Fucillo who's trying to continue with her shutout. And that's strike 2. And strike 3, Fucillo with a really nice pitch. And as this game has gone on, Fucillo has gotten stronger. And that's 1 out. And squaring to bunt, but that's foul. Strike 2. And just foul tipped. So nice piece of hitting to stay alive there. 0-2 count. 1 out. Top of the 5th inning. And that's hit hard, but it's Fucillo fielding her position very well. That ball was hit hard on the ground, but Fucillo got a glove on it, was able to pick it clean and throw over to Brianna Mason for the 2nd out of the inning. So 2 outs and stepping to the plate, number 1. That's high for ball 1. And that is foul. 1-1. And off-speed pitch is in there for strike 2. 1-2. 2 outs. And that is fouled out of play. Nice job fielded by one of the fans back there. And the off-speed pitch just high, a little high on that one. So that's going to push the count to 2 balls and 2 strikes. And that is fouled back again. And that is low on the ground. Nice job handled by the catcher, Alyssa Bessler. Oh, nice pitch by Fucillo, and that catches the corner. Strike 3. That'll end the top of the 5th inning. This game is 1-0 Crimson Tide. This is the bottom of the 5th inning, and now batting for the Crimson Tide, number 10, senior, Kaylee Snook. Snook, who is a 3-sport star athlete for the Crimson Tide. She played on the ice hockey team, the field hockey team, and softball. She's an outstanding student. She'll be taking her talents to UMass Amherst, and she'll be studying communications disorders. And now she's at the plate, and her Crimson Tide are on top 1-0. And Snook hits an absolute drive. That is out. Oh, what a catch. What a grab. Wow. That was a great catch. And, I mean, that ball was hit. You know, you got to just tip your hat right there. That was a great catch, snow cone-style catch going deep to left field. And Kaylee Snook absolutely put a charge into that one, but some nice defense there by the Rams. You got to tip your hat. So that's the first out in the inning. And now this is number 1, Sarah Dumaine. We mentioned Dumaine going to the University of Hartford. She's one of the 7 seniors here on the Crimson Tide roster. Dumaine out in front of that one. Nice pitch by Brooke Warren, who's also a senior for Lynn Classical. And what a game she's had pitching. Warren pulled the string on that one. So that was a foul ball. Just back to the commentator, me. I just, a little play. Nothing to see here. I didn't have time to think about it, so it's a good play. Hey, all right. And we got a strike 3. Nice pitch by Brooke Warren, who continues to shine on the mound. So Brooke Warren really dealing out there for the Rams as the Tide hanging on to their 1-0 lead. Now it's third baseman number 22, Kaylee Rossi. Oh, that is hit hard over to second base. And that is going to just get through. Nice piece of hitting by Kaylee Rossi. So now batting, it's going to be the left-hander, senior number 16, Haley O'Terry. And there was one thing I want to point out. On her earlier at-bat, I mentioned how she has to be careful on those swinging drag situations up the field. But if it's a slap attempt, she can foul off as many attempts as you would in any other swing. I was wrong in my information. I thought a slap attempt was equal to a bunt attempt. And if you are bunting with 2 strikes, you cannot foul it off and see another pitch. But this is a slap attempt, so just one thing I wanted to point out when I was off here. So Haley O'Terry, nonetheless, is at the plate, and she does just that. She slaps it forward, and she is going to reach safely. The shortstop, who did a great job throwing it right over, but again, O'Terry, on that slap attempt, she's able to get momentum going up the first base line, so you have very little time to get rid of that ball. The shortstop got rid of it quickly, threw a strike over to first, but O'Terry, showing off some high-end speed and with that running start coming out of the box, is able to reach base safely. So now the Crimson Tide threatening a little bit here. 1 out is in the inning. Correction, 2 outs are in the inning. And Kaylee Rossi's at second base. Haley O'Terry's at first. And now batting is number 11. It's Maddie Smith. Maddie Smith was the one who got this thing started earlier. She had a double a couple innings ago, and she scored the only run of the game off of the Ashley Fitzgerald single, but it was Maddie Smith, the future Curry Colonel, who got things going with her deep double. And Smith again off the end of her bat, and it just gets through the wickets of the shortstop, and Maddie Smith is going to reach base safely, and the bases are loaded. There was a lot of backspin on that ball, so that might have been a little tough to corral. So a big opportunity is upcoming for number 12, Michaela Bessler. 2 outs in the inning, and the bases are loaded, so the runners will be running on contact. This is a 1-0 game. that was a strike. And that's in the corner, just outside. Ooh, that is hit on the screws, and that's a base hit. 1 run will score. 2 runs will score. And the quick relay gets it in. But it is Michaela Bessler with the 2-out, 2 RBI on the base hit. And now the Crimson Tide are on top, 3-0. And now it's Michaela Bessler's sister, her twin sister, catcher Alyssa Bessler. Ooh, nice pitch right there by Warren, pulling the string on the off-speed pitch. One and one is the count to Bessler. And that is low for ball 2. And foul ball coming this way. So nice job by Bessler to get a piece of that. And that is hit over to shortstop. And that is going to go for an infield single. Nice job by Bessler. So now the bases are loaded with 2 outs. And at the plate is number 5, Ashley Fitzgerald. She had the first RBI of the game when she drove in Maddie Smith. And now she has a chance to add to those totals. The Crimson Tide are up 3-0 right now. It's the bottom of the 5th inning. So a timeout taken by Lynn Classical as they're discussing things at the mound with their coach. Brooke Warren, who has really been outstanding all game long. Tide just getting a few runs to go get across this inning. And last inning they had their first run. But Warren really is pitching strong. I mean, there's been some tough breaks for her out there, to say the least. And there's been also some nice timely hitting by the Crimson Tide, which you need those things to happen in order to have success. But Warren has really continued to dazzle on the mound for the Rams. She's doing a great job. But the Crimson Tide, they've had the bats, they've stayed focused, and now they're trying to add to it. So, again, it's Ashley Fitzgerald at the plate with the bases loaded and 2 outs. And this is the bottom of the 5th inning and a Crimson Tide 3-0 lead right now. And that's high for ball 1. And that is hit off the end of the bat. What a play by Brooke Warren. Warren, nice job. Gets a piece of that and corralled it in. and that is out number 3. And that'll end the 5th inning here from Glendale Park. And it's the Crimson Tide on top 3-0. Top of the 6th inning, Crimson Tide on top 3-0. 7 innings are regulation, so the Crimson Tide trying to protect 6 more outs. Oh, that ball is hit deep out to left field. That ball is hit. And that gets over the outfielder. But a nice job. Michaela Bessler did a really good job getting that back into play, but that ball was well hit by number 10. That was a good piece of hitting. That ball was deep down to left field. Michaela Bessler, great throw back into her relay. So nice job by Bessler. And that is fouled to the backstop. That's in there for ball. And a big strikeout by Ficillo. And that is out number 1. And that ball's hit. Ooh, just in front of the outfielder. That's Sarah Dumaine. And Classical's on the board. The Rams now on the board as they've trimmed the deficit down to 2. They're down 3-1 on the piece of hitting by Michaela. So 1 out in the inning for Fucillo as Everett hangs on to a 3-1 lead. This is the top of the 6th inning. And that's hit. Maddie Smith fields it over at shortstop. What a play by Smith. She pump faked over to first, gets it over to Fitzgerald, and they're going to get the base runner in the rundown. And that play was really made by Maddie Smith. What a great play by Smith, as she really didn't have a chance to get the runner at first. The ground ball hit off the third baseman. Wait, wow, okay, so correction. The base runners were ruled safe. I'm a little, okay. I'm not sure what the ruling is. I'm sorry for the confusion. The base runners are safe. There were no outs recorded. So 1 out in the inning. And the Rams are threatening. Runners at 2nd and 3rd. And this is their pitcher, Brooke Warren, who's had a very strong day. And that is fouled out of play. And again, Brooke Warren fouls it off. That's a big strikeout by Fucillo. A big strikeout right there. 2 outs now recorded in the inning. And the Crimson Tide looking to try to escape out of this. The Rams have really come alive. But Fucillo had a real big sequence right there to settle down and get out one of the Rams' top hitters. So 2 outs. 3-1 Crimson Tide. And the Rams have runners at second and third. So the tying base runner is at second base. Go ahead is at the plate. This is their first baseman, number 11. And nice pitch right there. Strike one. That's in the dirt. But a nice job, Bessler. Able to block it. Alyssa did a great job blocking that in the dirt, keeping the base runners at bay. Oh, what a big pitch by Celeste. And that's strike number 2. So 2 outs, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Tying runners at second base. Oh, what a big pitch. Fucillo's off-speed pitch catches the corner, and the Tide are out of the jam. And that ends the top of the 6th inning with the Crimson Tide on top, 3-1. All right, we are entering the bottom of the 6th inning. The Crimson Tide are on top 3-1. And we have a little clarification. We did speak with the umpire after the inning. He was kind enough to explain what took place on the field there. So on that play where I thought that Maddie Smith had the runner in the rundown and they successfully got her out, Everett, after the relay throw was thrown to the second baseman, the Everett infielder was deemed in the way of the base runner advancing to third. So thus, with the Everett player impeding the path that the Lynn Classical base runner could take to get to third base, it was deemed that the runner would be automatically ruled safe, and that was the ruling there. So now we have clarification. The Tide were able to get out of that inning on the tremendous pitching that has been of Celeste Fucillo, who is now at the plate. The junior right-hander has been outstanding here this afternoon, and now she's trying to help her own cause. And when she returns back to the mound, she'll have a chance to finish off this game. We'll see if the Tide can add any insurance runs to her lead, or at minimum, she'll be back 3-1. Nice pitch by Warren, catching the corner. Off-speed pitch is in the dirt. And Fucillo stays alive. So 1 ball, 2 strikes to Fucillo. And a big walk right there as Fucillo takes first base on the base on balls. Now it's Kaylee Snook. Lays down the bunt. Ooh, it was very close. There was a lot of spin on that. Kaylee almost spun that fair. First baseman just picked it up. And strike 3 is called on the check swing. So the check swing against Snook strikes her out. And now at the plate is number 2, Christy Skane. Nice pitch by Warren. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Christy Skane, the sophomore. Wow, what a pitch. Ooh, just missed. Off-speed pitch. And strike 3. And 2 outs now. And now batting number 22, Kaylee Rossi. Rossi hits that over to right field. And nice piece of hitting by Rossi. Her single will advance Celeste Fucillo over to third. And now it's Haley O'Terry at the plate. 2 outs with runners at the corners. So the Crimson Tide looking for a little bit of insurance to their lead. They're on top by 2, but I'm sure Celeste Fucillo, who's on third base, would love to cross home plate and add to that margin. So Haley O'Terry will try to do just that. And O'Terry is batting right-handed for the first time today. And as I said that, she now has gone to the other side. Jedi mind tricks are being played by Coach Stacy Post-Chavo and the Crimson Tide bench. So now it's O'Terry, who is known for her slap hitting. She's got good speed, so if you field it cleanly, you better get rid of it quick, because she's going to get down to first. She drags it down. The pitcher gets rid of it. Brooke Warren. Nice job by Brooke Warren. Delivered a quick fastball over to first, and that's exactly how you record an out in that situation. So a nice job by Warren, and that gets the Rams out of the inning. So after 6 full innings, Celeste Fucillo and the Crimson Tide will look to try to shut the door on this one. Tide are on top 3-1. And we are in the top of the 7th inning. Celeste Fucillo trying to go the distance. She's yielded only 1 run to this point. It came last inning. Otherwise, she's been just about excellent on the mound, but the Classical Rams have started to threaten. So here we are on the top of the 7th. Crimson Tide on top 3-1. And that's coming this way right off the cage. Still in play. So that'll be strike 1. These two teams met just this past Sunday, and it was the Lynn Classical Rams winning by way of a walk-off home run. The first baseman, number 11, was the one who hit the home run. So the Tide trying to avenge that loss just a few days ago. So 2 strikes, 0-2. And that is inside for ball 1. Good pitch by Fucillo, just missed. Good velocity, too. Both starting pitchers have had very good velocity here this afternoon, and they both have exhibited off-speed pitches. That's in the dirt for ball 2. That'll even the count. And now the count pushes full, so we got a full count coming, no outs. And it's Fucillo trying to record the first out here in the top of the 7th. And that's coming back this way, right off the fence just in front of us. So nice job of hitting by number 9, staying alive, and nice job by Fucillo continuing to fire strikes. The count is full. This is the first batter of the top of the 7th. Started 0-2. The batter has battled. Fucillo trying to battle back. And another foul ball. And that one goes out of play. And we got quite a battle going on between Fucillo and the hitter. And that is just high, so the walk has been issued. So runner on first. That's number 9. So it looks like we're going to have a pinch hitter entering the game for the Rams. Actually, correction. Looks like a pinch runner. So we have a pinch runner coming in, adding some speed to the base paths. So now it's number 13. And there are no outs in the top of the 7th. Crimson Tide are trying to protect a 3-1 lead. This game was scoreless for the majority of it until the Tide got on the board in the 5th inning, adding 2 more in the 6th, and then it was Classical getting a run back in the 6th inning. So most of the scoring has happened in the last few innings as these hitters are now seeing the pitcher for the 3rd and 4th time throughout the order. And that's inside. Ball 2. 2-1 the count. And that's fouled out of play. So 2-2 is the count. And that's hit out to right field. Nice job by Sarah Dumang. And the senior right fielder, Dumang, camps under that one. And then quickly looking to get the first baseman, but nice job by the first baseman tagging up on first base. So that's the first out of the inning. Nice job by Dumang. So now at bat number 1. So now Alyssa Bessel will have to be every bit as strong behind the dish as she's been here today. You can see you got some speed over at first base, and I think they're going to look to try to move that base runner any way they can. Bessler has been outstanding behind the plate, and she'll look to continue that right now as Classical threatens. And that's in there. Nice job by Fucillo delivering the fastball right on the corner. Quickly ahead, 0-2. 1 out. And that's hit over to center field. Oh, nice job by Haley O'Terry. And O'Terry pulls it in for out number 2. And now let's see if Classical starts to turn up the aggression on the base paths. Now there's 2 outs. They'll be running on any sort of contact and perhaps looking to run on any ball that's in the dirt right now. Again, Bessler has a strong arm back there as the catcher, but Classical's going to look to try to get that base runner over to second any way they can. 2 outs, top of the 7th. Celeste Fucillo trying to hold on to a 3-1 lead in a complete game. And that's in there for a strike. Count. And that's low, ball 2. Nice job by Bessler picking that in the ground, keeping it there. And that's just inside. Full count. And that's pounded into the ground. Maddie Smith fields it, throws over to first. What a job by Maddie Smith. The Crimson Tide have won it 3-1. And Celeste Fucillo goes the distance, earning the win. And Fucillo was outstanding from the early moments of this game and especially late. Maddie Smith, great job fielding the ground ball over from shortstop, firing a strike over to first base. And that wraps it up here from Glendale Park. Good look at these teams. And that was a battle out there. Great job by both teams, leaving it all out there. And that's the way to get after it. Nice job by the Crimson Tide. Good win. So really nice job by Fucillo. She was great, outstanding. She was outstanding out there, going the distance, coming away with the victory. And that is going to do it from Glendale Park with the Crimson Tide victorious 3-1. We want to thank you for joining us for softball night here on EHS TV 15. I want to thank everyone over from our central administration, especially on down to our high school staff and all the work that everyone has done. On behalf of my cameraman, Bill Munier, I'm Josh Delgazo. I want to thank you for joining us for EHS TV 15. Have a good night.